Desire. Desire and leading your own practice in healthcare. I've been talking about it a lot in the chakra series, but also it's a thing I talk about. You have to know what you want it to look like as a leader. Leadership is empowering and unifying your team toward a common goal. But in order to empower them and unify them toward a common goal, you need to have that goal. And in order to have that goal, we need to own our desires, and we won't own our desires until we feel safe enough within ourselves to own these desires. Now, there's a thing though. I focus on working, I specialize in working with those of us that are in the central US. And I do that because I understand the conditioning, the beliefs, the stories, the ways of being that are prevalent here. A mindset of it takes hard work to get the thing, to do the thing, to be the thing. So, when you were little and you wanted to be the doctor that helped the people with the thing that you do so well, that you have such a passion for, oh my God, you can't do that. That's going to take a whole lot of hard work to get there. Or when you asked for a thing when you were young, maybe it was simply time with someone. Maybe it was that pair of shoes or that pony or that new goat, or it was to keep the kitty, or it was to have the cool kids' shoes, or to go to the restaurant for your birthday, or gosh, to have the haircut. Man, what was your thing? What was your thing? Do you remember? You remember because it was a thing when you were little. But when you asked for that, it was, "How dare you even ask that of me? How dare you even think that that was possible?" It blew up in your face. When you tried to hold somebody accountable for something they said that they would do or a place that they said that they would be, now for them, oh my gosh, it was haying season, and I had 2 days to get this huge field in before this week of rain, and if I didn't get that hay in, my cows didn't eat, and my farm went under. But when we're little, we don't have those filtering processes to say, "Hey, oh gosh, I get it. I know that that's a really important make or break time." It was, "They don't love me enough to show up. How dare I have that desire, have that expectation, ask that of them?" Right? We do this now and we see this now, maybe not so obvious. When you ask for a thing or you have a dream or you say, "Gosh, I wonder what that might be like," and then somebody gets shitty about it. Now, it's their own insecurities showing up of not being able to provide that thing. We ask our administrators for this thing. We ask a supervising provider for a thing to meet a desire in the practice, and they know that they can't do it. And so instead of saying, "Hey, I don't think that this is possible this way, but let's find out pieces of that that we can incorporate and do now." Hey, gosh, that's a great idea. I wonder what of that we can bring into being. They get mad at you. "How dare you even think that? How dare you even ask that of me?" And they may not say those words because they don't recognize what's happening, but you're too needy and you're too expecting too much and your standards are too high. So you're doing this dating, you're doing this, gosh, with friends or family, you're doing this in your work. "No, I don't do that." And then you're reinforcing you that you expect too much, that you're asking too much. So now you do this with you. You have a dream. You have this dream. You're like, "Man, if I could do just this part of this dream, That would change my world, and that would be amazing, and that would change the lives of so many. If it could just be this dream. And then when someone says no to even that, or life says no to even that, or you don't bring that into being for you, or it doesn't show up the way you think it's going to, then it's even more crying in the doctor's office, crying in the administrator's office, frustrated with yourself, abandoning you, rejecting your desires, proving yourself true that your standards and your desires are far too high and far too expensive. And so you're just going to not have them because oh, like I want all of this, but man, if I could just, gosh, if it could just be this, and I'm working to work really, really hard for this little tiny thing over here. And then when that collapses, man, you've given up your whole world for that. And you were willing to work so hard for that. And you tried so hard to say it just the right way at just the right time, that that was a thing, that that was important to you. And then that was just completely rejected because even that desire for them was too much for them to bring into being because their stories of creating something, of how expensive socially, energy, financially that is, right? To bring that into being, they weren't capable of that. They weren't willing to pay the price for that. So now when you have a desire, but it's like, ugh, I want that thing. I want it to look like that. Yes, I have this desire of my dream practice. Yes, I can see it. And I know it wouldn't be put in my mind if I couldn't make it true. But there's this like, yeah, I want it. Oh shit. Yeah, I want it. Where's my bulletproof vest? Yeah, I want it. But who's going to blow up at me? And it becomes not out there. You that I'll beat myself up for expecting too much. That I'll beat myself up for looking for somebody else to complete that I put my happiness in someone else's hands. That how dare I not achieve that for me? I didn't work hard enough. I didn't pursue it enough. I wasn't focused enough. I wasn't organized enough. I wasn't dedicated enough to that thing. I didn't put in the effort. So yeah, I want it. I do. I do. I don't know if I can really mm, want it. So you're not going to actually desire your desire. You see, if you don't feel safe to have that desire, and it starts with you. It starts with you. I want my car to run well. So I'll just do this and I'll change these plugs and wires and maybe I'll just change the starter out real quick. But really what I want is somebody to come and pick it up and then take it to the shop and do it and leave me a spare and then bring my car back all washed and detailed out and like running like a champ. I want the bank account to do it without thinking about it. I want the fancy car that I want with the dealership that does the thing. But okay, so if I just and then I can just do it and then I maybe have some time this weekend and then because we're handy and we're resourceful and we can do these things. And then when that spark plug breaks and you can't get that fucker out and you didn't want to ask for too much, but now you're having a complete breakdown in your driveway because you collapsed on yourself and your desires and maybe have done this. A time or two, friends. Time or two. They're my brilliant providers. Wanted to talk about this. This is a real thing that we're dealing with. These are the core stories. This is the level we need to get to actually make the changes. Now, there's not many that are willing to go here. There's not many that are willing to look at these stories, that are willing to say, no matter what, I want this thing and I'm willing to provide for it and I'm willing to protect that dream and I'm willing to protect me and I'm willing to not abandon me in these values, in this expression, in this dream. I'm willing to hold that space. I'm willing to have my own back. It's not the child's dream of I want to be a doctor, but you went to school and you did the residency and you did the things to be the provider that you want to be. So now you get to actually take these steps to be the provider that you want to be. I get it. I see you. I've been there. I've done this work for years. I can walk next to you through it so that you can be the provider that you want to be and help people in the way that you want to help them. You get to desire.